What is up, guys? It's that GTA fan 720. Today I am here with Zack Cernok. Say hi, Zack.
What's up, guys?
So, if you guys don't know who Zack Cernok is, basically, you guys saw my previous video that I said about how you should still keep your Galaxy Note 7, and basically my video on how to help other people who are still trying to use this phone. And I like to have a conversation with this man because he particularly is on a Galaxy Note 7 at this moment. So he's still
Right.
still rocking mean and green. You said you have the second replacement unit, if I'm
That's
correct,
correct. Yep,
and
the
you've
green
had it.
battery.
You got it like around the time right before they stopped selling it after once they did the second recall.
Yeah, I got my replacement phone really late, about 2 weeks later than everyone, or probably about a week later than everybody else did. I don't know why. It was just my Sprint store that I was at. Just got tied up from what the dude told me.
So yeah, so, because you bought an original Note 7, right? And then you had to
Yeah.
do the recall in the exchange
I,
for the second one.
I did the recall. I turned that phone in, and he actually just wanted the phone, so I was able to keep the charger, the box, all the accessories. He just wanted the phone, so I turned that phone in. I went back to my Note 5, and then when the new phone came in, I set it all up and went going with it. And a week later, there was a report out that one caught fire, and I had to turn it back in again. And I said, no way. I've wasted too much time with this phone. I said the likelihood of it happening is extremely low from how many incidents it was versus how many phones they made.
Exactly.
So, my original instinct was I'm just going to ride this out a little bit and see how it goes.
All right. Yeah, because there was a lot of, and that is one thing that a lot of people who I've talked to personally, they don't quite mention, is because they hear the word recall and they hear the word explode, and they instantly assume that every single phone is guaranteed to explode.
Yeah.
And assuming that they even explode in the first place, which we've already established in the past that they don't explode, that's just kind of the word. Yeah, they basically catch on fire. And also, there was a lot of false reports, especially during the initial recall. And for those who are watching, this phone was released on August 19th. And I'm not sure if you got it. Did you get it day one, or did you just get it like within the first couple
I think
weeks?
I got it about 4 or 5 days after it came out. Yeah.
Okay. And
Somewhere.
did you hear? Because I think that was right around the time when specifically there was this one person who uploaded a video of his Note 7 on, I believe it was August 29th, and his had caught fire. I don't know if you saw that exact video, but um, did you ever see any reports
The
at the
uh,
time?
the first picture or video that I saw was, I think it came out of China or something, and there was some guy using an aftermarket cord, and his phone had burned up. And that was the first thing I saw. I saw a couple videos. Some were claimed to be hoax videos. So when you're looking at videos on the internet, half the time you never know if it's legit or not. So
Fair enough. Because keep in mind, this is, people forget this, but it's very easy to cause a phone to catch on fire.
yeah,
Because it doesn't matter whether you've had a manufacturer that's good or bad or whatever problems that the Note 7 had. The fact is that any lithium-ion battery, when put under extreme stress, can become potentially a fire hazard.
yeah,
And
they
this
are they are
actually,
they are extremely unstable.
yeah, just because of the way that they're made. And lithium polymer batteries have seemed to be a little bit better, but they're still not really. It's still lithium ion mainly that has a lot more issues than polymer batteries, but those still
Yeah.
have issues. And I actually didn't plan on this happening, but I record. This isn't too relevant, but I'll get to the point. I record this series where we break stuff, and we had an old Note 2 that had died. The Wi-Fi had died in it, so we broke it as a part of the skit, and I got it for free. And whenever we broke it, the battery actually, it was already swelled up, and it wouldn't hold a charge. So I was like, okay, well, the phone's dead, battery's dead. I'll just get rid of it. And whenever we had broken it, the battery got punctured by the hammer, and it didn't actually catch fire, but the battery had basically swelled up, and it had let out a bunch of smoke and
Yep.
like hot air.
Yeah.
There wasn't any flames, but to be fair, it had rained that day, so the ground was pretty damp. So I think if it was dry, it might have actually potentially seen some flames. But since it was kind of put out by the ground, it essentially just smoked a whole lot. So
If you ever watch those videos on YouTube where they purposely destroy the phones to see the durability, a lot of times
like tech racks.
Yeah, a lot of times, sometimes it can smoke too. There was a good one where a guy put an S7 in a blender. That was a really good video.
S7 Edge and Blender by Tech Racks. Yep, I saw that video.
Yep.
It's
That
like
was neat.
soil. It's like soil. You can just put your hands in it, and
Yep.
it's so. And he's like,
Yep, I remember him saying that.
yeah, he's like massaging the battery, and I'm like, oh, that's not good for you. It's
Yep.
like you know how they say like not to get battery acid on your hands. He was literally, and like I'm not making fun of
Well,
Tech
he might
Racks,
get
but I'm just
cancer in a couple
saying.
of years.
What?
I said he might get cancer in 10, 20 years
Maybe, who
from
knows?
that.
I mean, because people sometimes will make the argument that we're getting cancer from our smartphones, which, I kind of was thinking about that, but the truth is that I've looked into that and that's been pretty much debunked like crazy.
You get cancer from everything now.
I mean, yeah, pretty much this computer is giving me cancer. This phone is
Yep.
giving me cancer. This phone is giving me cancer. This mic, everything in this room is probably giving me cancer. There's like 20 video game systems over here. They're all giving me cancer. But the truth is that it's kind of the same thing with the battery. Is that a lot of people think that the Note 7 is an isolated incident where this is the only time that a phone can potentially be dangerous.
Every phone company went through this already.
What?
iPhones especially. I said
Yeah.
every phone company has had phones that have caught fire, exploded, smoked up. I mean, iPhones you probably hear more about than you do the Note 7. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been so many cases of iPhones catching fire, and I've actually, before the Note 7 incident, I remember seeing them all over Facebook and Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
You would just see a story, this iPhone caught fire in someone's back pocket, in class or something. I mean, it's always different stories, but, like they were around.
Yeah, I literally saw one specifically where it was like right after the recall, but not before the second recall. It was first recall.
Yeah.
And so it was like mid-September when they were in the middle of making the new units and trying to ship them out. And an iPhone 7 Plus had caught on fire. And it was on Facebook, and it showed like the metal of the phone was being melted because there was smoke coming out of the battery.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny because then so many people started making jokes about it because, which to be fair, it's an easy target. We always make fun, like we make fun of the iPhone 6 because it bends. We made fun of the Note 5 because
Yeah.
you could stick the S Pen backwards and broke it. And that actually
Yep.
happened to mine. And
That's funny.
yeah, and we make fun of the Note 7 because it exploded. And also the fact that, pretty much anytime the media gets a hold of something like this, let's be honest, they,
Yep.
no pun intended, blow it out of proportion. Because
They
there
absolutely
was,
do.
yeah, because there was only, even with the original units, there were 92 incidents, but only 35 of them were confirmed to be true. And,
Yep.
and at least,
So that's 35 out of 2.8 million.
yeah.
35 phones caught fire out of 2.5 to 2.8 million is the estimate that I've heard from different stories of how many were produced.
Yeah.
So 35 out of 2.5 to 2.8 million is so rare.
Exactly.
That is a couple of bad batteries. Not every single one that was produced had an issue.
And the thing that killed me about it was the fact that the second phone, people were saying, "Oh, well, it still exploded, so therefore they're like Samsung didn't even do anything." When it's like, you do realize it was literally 5. It was 5 replacement units, not even. But it's just one of them happened to go off on a plane, and I'm still not even sure if that was actually a replacement or not, because that never got confirmed. It just got brushed under the rug. But
Yeah.
like I don't understand when people. I actually had friends where I talked to them about this because I still have this one, and no, it's not even a real one. It's actually one of those dummy phones like you get at the carriers and stuff, like the plastic ones. I even still have like the little insert. But either way, it was kind of funny because I was carrying this around, pretending like I had a Note 7 because unfortunately I don't. But a lot of my friends were saying, I was telling them, like, there was only like 40 total units out of almost 4 million phones, or at least I'm pretty sure, because the first one says 2.5 million, and then by the time it was all over, it says 2.8. But I'm not sure if like those are the same phones or if those are new phones. So, because some people were
From
saying,
what I understood, the first run of phones they had an awesome return rate on. Everyone just said, "Yeah, get a new Note 7 again." So from what I understand, the first time around when the returns, almost everyone did it. It's very rare in the community to see someone who has an original white battery Note 7 because almost everybody turned them back in without a question.